Hello everyone, this is Isra Youssef, and this is an English lesson for grade 8 at Finnish Systems Schools. We have finished our passage talking about the root badge of courage, and we have summarized each paragraph, identified each new idea, each new highlight, each new word. So today I'm going to give you a review, a revision for what we have took from the root badge of courage. The outcomes that are expected for you to have is to understand the summary, to be able to identify the characters, and of course to understand the plot. It is really important to know who wrote the root badge of courage. You should know the author who wrote the root badge of courage, and this lesson it is the end of our curriculum. Next week is going to be a revision for the final exam. So yes, you should be prepared, and you should know what we are talking about in the root badge of courage. The author of the root badge of courage is Stephen Crane. Stephen Crane is the author of the root badge of courage. As the novel opens, the soldiers of a regiment are waiting for battle. After one of the men, a tall soldier, suggests that a battle is imminent, other soldiers argue against the notion. One of the young soldiers, Henry, a private, returns to hut where the regiment is camped and thinks about war. He recalls his desire to enlist in the army. His mother refused to support the idea, and his eventual decision to enlist over her objections. He remembers the reactions of his schoolmates to his enlistment, his mother's advice to him when he leaves for the army, the reception given to his regiment as it moved toward Washington, the tedious waiting, and the frightening tales of war told by various veterans in the regiment. His mind struggles with the question of what he will do when and if an actual battle takes place. As he contemplates the prospects of battle, a little panic fear grows in his mind, and suddenly he jumps from his bunk and begins to pace the floor. Other soldiers enter the hut, and the discussion about the prospect of an impending battle continues. The tall soldier, Jim Conklin, who brings the news that a battle is certain, comments on how he expects the new soldiers to react, and on how he himself will react under fire. The overriding impression of the first character is one of conflict. The Union soldiers await a physical battle with the Confederate troops in the area. The imminent external conflict is paralleled by the fight raging in Henry's mind. As the book opens, the reader sees the main character, a soldier waiting for his first battle, ironically engaged in an internal conflict with his own thoughts. The theme of the struggle between confidence and fear and doubt is a major portion of Chapter 1. Henry is so sure about the glory awaiting him in war that he enlists despite his mother's wishes. His romantic vision of war convinces him that he must enlist in the army. However, this confidence quickly fades, and even in the first chapter, Henry struggles between his romanticized assurance and his lack of confidence about his untested performance. Henry is almost entirely introspective in this first chapter, which sets the stage for the following Henry's thoughts and emotions throughout the novel. The reader can anticipate seeing Henry, a young man who initially turns inward when confronted by grave issues, develop the confidence necessary to be a fourth-line soldier. For Henry, initially, the introspective behavior overrides his reasoning ability, and only time and experience will help him face the realities of war. A part of his maturing process involves Henry's moving away from the questioning of his behavior and motivations of his commanders. of his comrades' behavior and motivations, and of the officers' decisions and plans for battle. In addition, the theme of duty and honor surfaces in Chapter 1. Henry recalls the wonderful sensation of honor and pride that he feels as his regiment is showered with attention on their way to Washington. Clearly, Henry prizes valor and feels a sense of honor and commitment toward his regiment. However, these valiant feelings are almost completely overshadowed by fear and lack of confidence. Again, the reader sees Henry as a youth with many opposing feelings and thoughts. This issue of honor, especially as it relates to being courageous under fire or running from a fight, is a major plot motivator throughout the book. Now, I'm going to give you like an analysis or a summary for each character. Henry Fleming, the novelist's protagonist, the main character, a young soldier fighting for the Union Army during the American Civil War. Initially, Henry stands untested in battle and questions his own courage. As the novel progresses, he encounters hard truth about the experience of war, confronting the universe's indifference to his existence and the insignificance of his own life. Often vain and holding extremely romantic notions about himself, Henry grapples with these lessons as he first runs from the battle, then comes to thrive as a soldier in combat. Actually, he is fighting during the American Civil War. You should know that he is fighting through or in. He was fighting in the American Civil War, during the American Civil War. Jim Conklin, he is Henry's friend, a tall soldier, hurt during the regiment's first battle. Jim soon dies from his wounds and represents in the early part of the novel an important moral contrast to Henry. The lieutenant, or in the movie it was like the lieutenant sergeant, which is Jim in the movie. Henry's commander in battle, a youthful officer who swears profusely during the fighting. As Henry gains recognition for doing brave deeds, he and the lieutenant develop sympathy for each other, often feeling that they must work together to motivate the rest of the men. You should know the themes that you have in the Badge of Courage are courage, manhood, and self-preservation. You should know that these are the themes that you have in this novel. The lesson has ended. I really hope that you have enjoyed it. Don't forget to do your homework. I'm waiting for your homework so that I can receive them, to check them. Stay safe. This is your teacher, Isra Yusuf. Bye-bye.